Hello friends, in this brief let us catch up on getting you started on Docker. So if you are a data scientist or if you're an IT professional and you have heard about it but you didn't get a chance to quickly pick up Docker and you're short of time, then just in brief, what is Docker? So Docker is primarily there to help you build your app, to ship it and run it anywhere. Okay, so what is a Docker? So Docker is a set of platform. It's basically platform as a service. It is also a company which is providing products, and it basically helps you to containerize your application. Now, what are containers? Containers are basically isolated from one another, and they bundle their own software, libraries, and configuration files. So why do you need to use Docker, or when you need to use Docker? So as I mentioned, it is primarily used to build your application and to ship it so that it can run anywhere without any dependency issues. So one can build your application, package them along with the dependencies into a container, and these containers can be easily shipped. Now you can also use the Docker to capture the operating system that you have used to run your app, and you can run your code that you have developed in your laptop in the environment that you have developed. You can just package it and give it so that it can run seamlessly. It is also useful in your DevOps. If you think of a Docker, can also be thought of like a Java virtual machine. After you have written your Java program, wherever there is a JVM, it can run. So similarly, Docker are like that. Once you create an image, and it can run anywhere. And Docker is also something like a Git, where it has version controlling information. Dockers are a bit different than a virtual machine. So what is the difference? Now in virtual machine, it occupies a lot of memory. Docker containers occupy less space. To boot up a virtual machine, you need more time. Docker takes less time, and it's difficult to scale up in a virtual machine. Dockers are easily scalable. Dockers are more efficient, and the data volumes are also shareable in Docker. So if you look at the image, you see that in virtual machine you have a host OS, and there are hypervisor and guest OS. So each virtual machine has a copy of the guest OS, but in Docker, the host OS is there, and then you have apps, you have bins and libraries. So there is no separate guest OS, so the footprint is low. What are the main components of Docker? So Docker has it has a client or a command line from where you can issue different Docker commands like Docker build, Docker pull, Docker run. You have a host where two important things are there. One is called an image, another is a container. So think of container as an instantiation of your image, and Docker, there is something called a Docker registry, or you can think of it as an equivalent to GitHub, like a Docker hub, where the most commonly used software images are already created and they are available. So all you need to do is, after installing the Docker, is to pull them and to build your app using those base images, and then move forward. So what is a Docker image? So Docker image is made up of a collection of files that are bundled together, and it gives you your application code, its dependencies. To create a Docker image, you need a configuration file which is called a Docker file. So the directory where you have your code, you should create a Docker file. We'll come to that. You can create a Docker image in two ways. You can do it interactive by running a container from an existing Docker image and then manually changing that container's environment through a series of steps and then saving the new image. Or you can use a text file which is called a configuration file, which is a Docker file, where you specify how that image is going to be created. So you need a Docker file. You use the Docker file, or you interactively build a image. Once you have a image, you create container. You can create containers out of it by running that image. Now, when you create a Docker, when you look at a Docker file, or how do you create a Docker image, you need a Docker or file if you are not doing it interactively. So the Docker file, there are certain syntax you need to be follow. So the primary one, so few of them are listed here. So Docker command from, so here it specifies the parent image. Now suppose your OS is Ubuntu, and so you want to zip that in your Docker, you want to bundle it in your image, then in the Docker file, in the from, you need to specify what is the name of the parent image. So parent images are usually available in the Docker hub. You can just leverage that. You need to go to Docker hub, and you can look for the Docker images. Say you want to look up Docker Ubuntu image, then you see that the Docker hub has so many images which are already there. So you just need to choose one of them. So that's the parent. Okay. So then you need to specify a working directory. You need to specify what you want to. So there are commands. You can specify what you want to run. You can use the copy command. You can use the add command. So, and there is something called a entry a point also. You can use the cmd command, and there you can expose any particular port, and you can add a level. Now the Docker file that you create, when a Docker image is created, it is basically uses the concept something called layers. Now each of the files that make up a Docker image is known as a layer. These layers form a series of intermediate images built on the top of the other in stages. The hierarchy of your layer is key to efficient management of Docker images, and you should organize the layers so that, because if there is a change, then all the parent things are rebuilt. So when you make a change to a layer in your image, Docker not only rebuilds that particular layer but all the layers built from it. Therefore, a change to a layer at the top of the stack involves the least amount of computational work. So as I mentioned about parent layers, this is the first layer of a Docker image. It is the foundation on which other layers are built, and already a large variety of ready-made images are available in the Docker hub. These are primarily a typical parent image, maybe stripped down Linux distribution, or maybe database management service, or maybe say a version of Python, something like that. There are different Docker commands. You can know the Docker version. You can pull a Docker image. You can run a image. It instantiates, creates a container basically out of that. You can view the list of containers. You can execute. You can stop it. You can build it. You can kill a container. You can commit your container, you can log into a Docker repository, you can remove a image. Okay, so you can go to this Docker download site, and you can download the Docker. And now we will go to and let's do some show you how things work. So here basically we are creating a hello world Docker image. So you will just run that image and you will get a message called hello Docker. All we need to do is to have a Python on file, say hi docker.py, where we have just given a print message. Now to create a Docker container out of it, you create a Docker file. The name of the file should be Docker file. Just take note of that syntax. It has to be that, or if you want to specify, you can also specify using an argument when you are building an image that okay, this is your Docker file, or by default it just looks for Docker file. And whenever you are creating the image, you make sure that the Docker file and you is in the same directory from where you are running in this build command and for your image. Okay, and then will also see that suppose you want to just use a pre-built image, say you just want to try out Linux on your Windows, then the easiest way is to just get a Docker image of your Linux distribution and run it. We'll see that. Okay, so let's get started there. Okay, so if you look at the one here, so there is something called hi docker.file, and then we have a Docker file. So to look at the content, so this is the Docker file. So here, so this hi docker.py is just a, so let's just print, it's just a Python file where we are printing it. Then we go and create a Docker file. So the Docker file, as I mentioned, the first thing is the your parent image. So for here to run this Python code, we just need a Python environment. So we go to Docker Hub and look for built-in images or around Python. You will see that there are distributions of Python provided as Docker images and the Docker Hub, which are very small footprint. For example, Docker this Python 3.8 Alpine has a very small footprint of 15 MB. So how I got that? So I simply went to Docker Hub, and in the Docker Hub, so you just look for Python and then when you search for Python, you will get there are different Python Docker images around Python. So there you can scroll down and you can pick up any image that you want. For this is say for Python 3.9.2, I have a Python 3.8 in my local to run my code. So I use this image. So you see that the command is also listed there. You can docker pull Python 3.8. so this is the name of the image. So I just use that in my Docker file, and I basically mention that okay, you create image and from you specify the name of the image. Now you can specify what is your working directory. If it's a Python code, most likely you will use other packages. So get your requirement text, and you can add your code by using add. So we have put a add, and our program name is hi docker.py. So we have just added it. And if you want to install the different packages, then you can use this run and pip install using your requirement text. This will make sure that all your requirements are done. And if you want to copy something, you can do that. And now comes the how you run your code. So basically, if you had written a hi docker.py, then you would have simply mentioned Python hi docker.py. Now so here we are specifying that okay, what is the command to run when you start a container. You have to give the syntax cmd, then you within quotes whatever commands. If you want, if there are arguments, then also those are within quotes and commas separated. So two things: first you write your code, in our case it's hello world. Second, you create a docker file. In the docker file, which should follow some syntax like that. There are many samples, and in this video also I have given you basic commands on how what each of them stands for. So to create a hello world container, we first wrote the program. We create the docker file. The docker file, and this is a Python code, it needs Python. So we started to create so specifying that you get a small Python version. Then we specify if any dependencies needs to be installed, and then finally how you are going to run the code. So it all starts with starting from your OS, what packages, then your code, and then how you run your code. So once you have these things in place, just like we have done here, we have docker file and hi docker. So then we go and create a image out of it. Before we do that, let's see if we have what are the images which are currently there. Okay, so I have a Linux image. Okay, so let me build a image. So docker build image, build. So I'll just copy the code I already have, so it will be easy. So it's docker build, and then you create a tag that okay, what do you want to tag it. So and then dot, so basically this hi pi and others will be included. So if you, so it will take some time to build. When you have installed your docker desktop, you can view what images you have. Okay, so you can use your, we see what containers and apps are there, what images are there. So let's go back. Okay, so this docker image is now created. Now let's look if it is there. Okay, so now you see that you have a image by this ID. So let us try out few commands that we saw. So let's see what is the docker version. Okay, so it is showing the docker engine and version, so it's 20.10.5. okay, so now after we have built these images, okay, so now let us run the image. So to run the image, you just need to specify docker run, and you specify the I think it's docker run image. See, hello docker. So it's very simple demo here, but I think you get a feel of what docker is and how to go about it. Now suppose you want to use Linux on your or system and you're using Windows. And one of the easiest way to do that is just after you have installed Docker is just to invoke this command docker run interactive ubuntu bash. So what it will check is if this image is not there in your local, it will try to pull it. Okay, so in our case it is already there, so here you go. Okay, so hope you get curious enough to explore, and this small video has also helped you. Thank you, take care.